Hello and welcome to Making Mediumship the Norm, the podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Espinasi, known as New Zealand's modern medium, and I have been very privileged over the years to connect thousands of people to their loved ones in spirit, whether that be through one-on-one readings to my sellout Whispers from Above shows. I'm excited to be able to bring you this podcast where together we are going to be bringing mediumship into the everyday homes, the everyday hearts, and everyday conversations. Whether you are here seeking solace after the loss of a loved one, needing guidance on your life's journey, or simply you have a curiosity to explore the mysteries of the universe, the Making Mediumship the Norm podcast is here to support you. My intention with each episode is to help you bridge the gap with life beyond this earth. So without further ado, let's tap into today's episode. Hello seekers, I'm really excited to be here with all of you. Thank you for putting me in your earbuds and tuning into today's episode, which is a bit of a personal journey as I celebrate 11 years in business, a huge achievement. I thought it would be fitting for me to share what being a medium has taught me over the years. And I really feel that what I'm going to share is something that all of you can apply. Think of it as a metaphor in different aspects of your life and potentially in aspects of business if you're an entrepreneur or if you are yet to venture on your spiritual journey. Just know that what I'm going to share is things that you can apply and maybe ponder in your own life, no matter where you're at. So I want to shout out to the spirit realm who has been my trusted companion for the last 11 years as I've built my business to be a global brand, but also to wear the title of New Zealand's modern medium. And I feel like there's so many celebrations that go with this, and being a medium has been amazing, but it has also been one of the most challenging and life-altering paths that I have been on. So if you are in a place where you're like, I really want to develop my mediumship gifts and I'm really afraid of what everyone's going to think, please know that I have been there, and it's why it took me so long to get started as a psychic medium in the beginning. I was so afraid of what people were going to think. I was 25 at the time. Now I'm 36. So, you've built resilience along the way. But I get it. Coming out of the spiritual closet can be one of the most scariest things you're ever going to do. But I promise that it is well worth doing, and that eventually you will be like, why was I so worried? Because no matter what you're going to do in life, everyone's going to have an opinion about it. So you may as well do what you love and what brings you fulfillment. And that's what I feel I've learned, is that being a medium fulfills so many aspects of who I am, my personality, my ambitions, my passions. It's been a wonderful outlet for me to grow as a person, as a woman, as a mother, and as a consciousness, understanding the whole intricacies of this universe that we derive from. So the biggest thing that the spirit world has taught me is to live and appreciate each moment. And I think this goes for any of us. Life is so precious. Life can go by so quickly. And because I deal with people on the other side on a daily basis, I deal with people who pass at all different stages of life. And the reoccurring theme that really loved ones in spirit pass on to us is to live. And I see so many people just living in Groundhog Day, day in, day out. It's the same. They're worried, they're stressed, they're overwhelmed, they're poor, they're trying to survive. And life isn't meant to be survived. It's meant to be lived. And that is what I've learned from the spirit realm, is what it really means to live, and not just existing or trying to make do, really living and appreciating what we have. One of the things that I often say now is the only moment we ever have is now. So the past has already happened. The future hasn't yet happened. This moment right here, right now is all we have. And it's doing the best that we can with this moment, finding the joy, the beauty, the appreciation, the miracles, the abundance of this moment. So wherever you are, I just want you to take a look around you, if it's safe to do so, and appreciate what you're looking at right now in this moment. That is what the spirit realm has taught me, and it's been the biggest gift, is not to future live my life all the time, saying things like, when I have this, I'll be happy, or when I look like this, I'll be happy, or, punishing myself for things that I've done in the past and going, well, this is how it's always been, so this is the only way it can ever be, or I really hurt this person, so let me punish myself for the next 20 years for it. So they've really taught me that forgiveness is important, and that we must stop obsessing about the things that we obsess about. 99% of the worries that we have don't even matter when we're in spirit. Not because we're in spirit, just literally when you become a spirit, you have this whole deeper understanding of life, and you're like, why was I so worried about this? Or why did I live my life, in the what ifs, or being prepared for a rainy day, or whatever it is? And it's like, you forgot to live in the moment. So many people are always so worried about the future. They're living from the shadow of the past, that they don't live now. And that is what our loved ones in spirit want us to achieve, is to live, like be breathing and living and enjoying what we have. And not every single experience in our life is going to be pleasurable. We are going to have many ups and downs. We're going to be faced with challenges. We're going to be faced with things to overcome. And we're all going to experience a variety of that, because that's how life is designed. And our loved ones in spirit remind us that as long as we have air in our lungs, as long as we're able to breathe, there are miracles that can happen, that there is this force out there. I call it God. You can call it whatever you want, source, universe, whatever tickles your fancy. But there is this really incredible force inside each and every single one of us that is infinite and is full of possibilities and potential. And when we really live our lives, when we live it in sync to our intuition and tapping into the guidance and wisdom of our loved ones in spirit and other beings beyond this earth, we have such a better aspect and understanding of the unfolding of life. And that's really powerful. I feel if I could say one message to the whole wide world, it would be live in this moment. Like really live, like be present. Not just like being in your life and being absent, because a lot of people live life in their mind. They live life in the problems and the challenges and the hurt and the fear of life. They're not actually being present in the moment. We all know that you can walk into a room and see a family and every single member of the family is on their phone, or just they're there but they're not there. And I feel like working with the spirit realm and how precious life is, it's made me want to appreciate what I have so much more, because I know that one day I won't be a physical body anymore. I will be consciousness. I will be etheric, which is what our loved ones in spirit are. And I won't be experiencing life to this richness in which physical life gets to be. So This is a little reminder really to live. And being a medium has taught me to pass on messages to you and to my clients about really living and what that means and not being afraid, because being afraid is what holds everyone back. It's what stops everyone from really living and being in that mode of survival and existing, and that's not what life is about. So when I work with them, it just reminds me, hey, wait a minute, Melissa, you're here to live, not to experience life being stressed and worried and all of that kind of stuff. You're here to live. And because of the messages that I pass on, and they're so inspiring and empowering, it kind of makes me go, wow, there's so much more to you, Melissa. Come on, pick yourself back up. And so my message to all of you is, if you're having a bad day or if you're finding yourself in a really challenging spot, connect with your loved ones in spirit, because they will give you that oomph. They will remind you of who you are, and they'll go, live, go on, go live your life. You've got air in your lungs. There's still so much that can be done, so much that can be experienced and achieved. So that's the biggest thing, really. We still live even when we are a spirit, but it's just different. Here we actually get to live it out and experience it. And it's incredible to have life on earth. It's incredible to be a spirit as well. So the next thing that I want to share with you that I've learned being a medium is to expect the unexpected. Oh my gosh. I always say there is never a boring day in the office. The things that I've said, the things that I've heard, the things that I've experienced, oh my gosh, over these 11 years, it's been absolutely phenomenal. And to anyone out there who has wanted to have a business or a spiritual business or practice, whatever it is, I honestly didn't come from a background of entrepreneurs or, family members that had businesses. I've been really fumbling my way through it all. And so I've never really known what was around the corner. I've never really had certain markers to go, okay, I want to achieve this, or this is what I'm striving for. I've just kind of gone to the beat of my own drum and followed my intuition and the guidance that I was given. And sometimes I've been stubborn. I'm not going to lie. I've been very, very stubborn along the way. My spirit guides will tell you that. Often they say, Melissa is very stubborn, and I blame it on being an Aries. But it's always expect the unexpected. You don't know what's around the corner. You don't know who's going to be placed on your path. You don't know what opportunities is literally manifesting itself for you. I've had so many opportunities to be on the radio and television, and I never really seeked those opportunities out. They always kind of came to me. And I feel it's because I've always had such a big heart, and I've been such an advocate for making mediumship the norm. I've really wanted to bring mediumship to the forefront, and I've been very vocal about that. And I've been in the public eye for 11 years doing this, and you really never know who's going to show up in your one-on-one session for a reading, or who's going to be in your audience, or how life is going to flip upside down. I was adamant I was only ever going to have 2 kids, and then next thing you know, here I am getting divorced, and then I meet my wonderful partner Chris, and we have little Sienna. So she's not so little now, she's 5, but life just is unexpected. You really don't know what's around the corner, and nothing is permanent. I don't mean this from a scary point of view. It just means if you're going through a hard time, hard times don't last forever. And that is what the spirit realm has taught me, is that we are never alone, and we have so much more support than we realize, and we are so much more capable of what we think as well. And when we are trying to control life, it doesn't always really work out. It's always when you surrender and you kind of let go and you're like, okay, fine, that things just unfold so beautifully and magically and easily. And so I've learned that life isn't as straightforward as what we might think, but yet life is also so simple. And when you work as a medium, I think nothing really shocks you anymore. Like the things that I've heard, people having experiences with loved ones that are like, people must think I'm nuts that I've experienced this. And I'm like, no, it's like really cool. Or things that I've said and the places that I've gone in the world and the things that I've seen, I'm sure I must be nuts to some people. But I've just learned that life gets to surprise you with miracles and sometimes a little detour that you didn't expect to go on. So when you work with the afterlife, you really start to have a different perspective on life. Like sometimes the way people pass is so unfair, and so why do they pass in that way? Like what was the point? What was the lesson? And sometimes it's not meant to be understood in the moment, just the same as you might be going through something in your life right now and you're like, why am I going through this? Like, why is this so hard? Why is this so tough? Why? And life is going to take you through lots of different experiences for you to really uncover who you are. And so in that, if you have no expectation of how things are supposed to go, then life can continue to truly bless you. And so I stopped setting goals many, many years ago. Like I haven't had a goal per se that I want to achieve. Sure, I want to sell out my shows, and that's really more for my ego. And of course, I love that this is a top-ranking podcast. So thank you so much. Keep loving on the podcast, tuning in and leaving all the reviews, all of that kind of stuff. But, none of that is really needed for me to experience life. It's just nice to have these things. So I never imagined I would have a podcast. Like I never really thought, hey, I'm going to have the Whispers from Above cards. Like none of these things have ever been goals for me. And I feel like so many people are goal driven that they miss the beauty sometimes and the mystery of life. And that's what the spirit realm has taught me, is that there is so much magic beyond what our eyes and ears and senses can see and experience. There's so much out there. And to really just be on the tip of your toes all the time, because you just never know what is about to happen next. And that's why the biggest thing they've taught me is to live. And so because we don't know what's around the corner, we have to appreciate and live in each moment, because everyone's going to have an end date at some point. And none of us know the how or the when or the where or all that kind of stuff. So we may as well really just enjoy what we've got and stop being so unappreciative or wishing for different things. I mean, it's nice to look at someone else's life and go, wow, they have everything. But if you look at your life right now, you have everything too. And that's what, the loved ones in spirit have taught me with the messages that I've passed on at my shows or in readings or in all the different things that I do, the courses and the Soul Love Academy. It's like, wow, there really is no set outline to life. Everyone gets to have this own unique experience of it. And that's the greatest gift, right? Is that we're all this one consciousness, this one life force, having all these different experiences in this unique way. So appreciate your life, because when you become a spirit, you will be so happy and grateful for what you did get to have. So don't wait until you're a spirit to have that, like, experience it, the joy and the appreciation now. So of course I've talked about this, is that life is a gift, and your loved ones in spirit have taught me that I have something to share, that I have a place on this earth, and that my place is to make mediumship the norm. This is why this podcast is called that. My role in this world is to awaken and enlighten and ascend humanity. And the way that I do that is through mediumship, connecting you to your loved ones in spirit, connecting you to your own higher power, to your own source consciousness. And, I was always like, being a medium isn't enough. Being a medium is just so hard. And not like actually being a medium is hard, more like the other stuff. I think back to when I was a teacher and I was like, I loved the teaching. I just didn't like the paperwork or like the staff meetings or things that could have been said in an email, but you're sitting there for an hour, right? And I feel like being a medium is amazing, but it's more dealing with the public. That's the hardest part. It's dealing with people who don't understand what this is and feel that they make these comments that are just so rude and disrespectful. And they feel they can judge my character without knowing me because of what I do, and just the comments that I've been called over the years. And it's hard. That bit is hard. That has been so challenging to overcome. And I feel like this kind of leads into the next thing that I wanted to share. What I've learned as a medium is that resilience. Oh my gosh. And overcoming adversity of judgment. And your loved ones in spirit just always remind me that we are all one. We're all united. And we're all interconnected. That there is actually no difference between us and the spirit realm. They are still us and we are them. And, people who judge us, people who judge or just are not necessarily nice with how they conduct themselves as humans, we must also show them love and compassion. And that's what I've learned, is not everyone's going to sing my praises, and not everybody is going to see the beauty and the incredibleness of what mediumship is the way that I do. And I'm okay with that. Like, it took me years to kind of get to this point of acceptance that not everyone's going to think mediumship is the jam. And it's okay. Like, I don't have to please everybody. Like, I'm not here on planet Earth to be a people pleaser. I'm here on planet Earth to be a medium, to be a halfway point for the two worlds to be united as one. Like, that's my role. And it's okay if other people don't believe what I do. It's okay if they don't like me as a person. Like, I've learnt that. And the message as well, I'm kind of bringing in the two into one here, is that we all have something to offer. And you're probably sitting here or walking or whatever it is that you're doing. Thank you. However you're tuning in. And maybe you're lying down, who knows. But you have something to offer as well. And our loved ones in spirit guide us to uncover what that is. And for me, I denied this for such a long time. Like I said, I was so scared to do this because I was a primary school teacher and I was cool as a primary school teacher. But as soon as I became a psychic medium, oh my gosh, I lost all my friends. I had to hide what I do from my ex-husband's family for over a year. It was a very interesting time. It's like I became shameful. I became something that was not society's expectation of what I should be. And I had to overcome so much shame of being a medium. And now I feel a lot easier because people that went before me and people like myself who have been real advocates for the spiritual community in this modern day society, we've had to overcome so much for you to be able to go to a reading and it's kind of okay, or for you to go to a mediumship show and it's not that bad, right? Before, think of our grandmothers that had to do this in people's basements because it was, you could be killed at times, generations ago for going to see a medium. So it's been a real journey, and your loved ones have taught me that every single person on earth has something to offer. And I've talked about this already in one of my episodes about suicide and how this is something I battled with. And I just didn't think that I was adding to society. Like, I didn't feel that my life mattered. And when you connect with the afterlife every single day, you realize that actually every single life matters. Every single life is so precious. Every single person has something to bring this world, whether we look at that as a positive or negative thing that they are bringing the world. But every single one of us is bringing something to this world to make it better, or to ascend it, or to shake it up in some way. Where we've all got a gift, and everybody is a medium, absolutely. So you all have mediumship abilities, but not every single one of you are going to be in the public bringing the spirit realm in front of, audiences. So you might have a gift in writing. You might be an incredible teacher. You might be someone who is so good with nutrition. You might be someone who is an amazing singer, or whatever it is. Like, you have something to bring this world. And when you connect with your loved ones in spirit, they remind you of that. They remind you of these natural gifts and talents and abilities that you have. And that's how you're here to make this world better. That's how you're here to help this world to rise in consciousness, or to have the technologies and the healing and the transformations that humanity is currently needing in this day and age. So I've learned that it doesn't matter if everybody doesn't agree with what you do. Like, stay in your lane, do your thing, and don't let other people's judgments and expectation of you get in the way of what feels soul fulfilling. So sometimes it's not even about finding or following the joy. It's about fulfillment. And do you feel soulfully good? I'm a medium all day, every day. It's not something you just go, well, I'm only a medium on Mondays. When I'm working as a medium, I should say, it's phenomenal. I can't even put into words. I hope that you can just feel my heart. I'm like, I wish you could all see me because I've got the biggest smile on my face. Like, I love it. Bringing your loved ones closer into your life is truly sensational to me. I feel sorry for everybody that doesn't get to experience this, or, my heart goes out to people who don't believe in the afterlife. And it's kind of like you're missing this whole other experience that you get to have, this whole other part of yourself that you get to uncover and understand and develop. And being a medium has taught me so much about the world. Like, I feel I've learned so much more about life from the spirit realm than I have from the living, because they truly bring you back into perspective. As humans, we kind of feed off each other's nonsense, really. Like, they say shit breeds or, like whatever the saying is, I don't know. But you'll notice it when someone's having a bad day, we kind of like band in and we just, we talk about our bad days or our sucky lives, and it just breeds, doesn't it? Like, we love drama as humans, and our loved ones in spirit just remind us, hey, wait a minute, life is really precious. Like, come back and get some perspective here. And so for me, it's just been my absolute honor and pleasure to have this connection where I'm constantly empowered, because I feel invincible when I'm connecting to the spirit realm, whether it be for my clients or for myself. And I just feel like if we don't connect with the spirit realm, we have such a limited viewpoint of life. Like we only know and experience life from what we've learned and what we've read, as opposed to the whole other perspective from dimensions beyond this earth, like to actually understand that there is a universe. I mean, how do we know what's really out there? And that's what our loved ones in spirit teach us, is to dive deeper, to ask the questions, to be in discovery, to heal ourselves, to use pain as a portal into discovery, as opposed to using pain as a portal of misery for the rest of our lives. And really, the biggest thing as well that I've learned as a medium is how important connections are. And not just connecting to our loved ones in the spirit realm, though of course that is amazing, and how incredible that we have that. Like, imagine if we weren't able to connect with our loved ones in the spirit realm. I don't feel humanity would have advanced to what it has now. Like, we wouldn't be open to light beings. We wouldn't even be open to astrology or any of that kind of stuff. Like, none of that would kind of exist if we weren't available and open to life outside of this earth. And so connections are so important. I've learned to connect with myself as a priority. I've learned that self-care and self-love is so important, and that self-love is really the doorway to divinity. The more you love yourself, the more connected you are to the source that created you and that you derive from, and the easier life tends to be. I feel like we've just been shaped in some ways that life fails you, and connecting with our loved ones in the spirit world, I feel like it shapes you for your life, for you to be a winner. And connections are at the heart of the pulse of what it means to be human, but it's actually the pulse of what it means to be life, to be consciousness. And we're all here to connect in some ways with each other, with higher levels of consciousness. And that's what being a medium has taught me, is how precious relationships are, how precious the connection we have with our environment, with other creatures that walk this earth with us, how important connections are with ourselves, with Source, with God. It's really fundamental. And if we are, let's say, just in a room with 4 walls, because a room would have more than 4 walls, I don't know. But let's just say our whole life we were just in a room and we never got to speak to any other human or experience the ability to have conversations with higher level consciousness or anything like that. I mean, life would be pretty sucky. So look around you and just make a point of really connecting. Even if you're like at the supermarket, connect with the checkout person instead of using the self-checkout. Like, go and have a conversation with another human. Smile at people. Be kind to people in traffic. Like, connections are so powerful. Our stories are powerful. The way that we get to change the world is through connection, is that pulse, it's that humanness. It's not even really the humanness, it's the soulness that's inside each and every single one of us, that life force. And that's so precious. And so for me, when I get to work as a medium and I get to connect you to your loved ones in the spirit realm, I feel so honored. I feel like, wow, I get to be part of such an intimate experience for you. And whether that's in a reading or in my shows, it's like, wow, we get to experience the true version of eternal love. And we get to learn like so much about the infiniteness that we are. And these connections are vital. Connecting to our loved ones in the spirit world, to me, is like breathing. It's so essential. It's a major part of the human experience. Otherwise, if it wasn't, then we wouldn't die and we wouldn't have the ability to connect with these other realms. Like, it just wouldn't be available. So, like breathing, I feel our loved ones in the spirit realm give us life in a different way, right? They give us oxygen in our souls, in our beings. They infuse this spark into us that death is not the end, that whatever's going on, you're not doing it on your own. You're always being watched over. There's always support there available for you. It's just phenomenal. I feel so blessed that over the 11 years that I've been doing this, that I've connected with thousands and thousands and thousands of people and their loved ones in the spirit realm at the same time, right? And that I've created the beautiful Whispers from Above cards, and that these cards get to help people receive messages from their loved ones in the spirit realm on a daily basis without needing to go to a medium. I'm a really strong advocate in teaching people how to develop their own mediumship ability, their own intuitive ability. So in my Soul Love Academy, you literally have a free bundle there of my intuition and mediumship course absolutely for free. So make sure you check it out and you download it and you learn how to do this for yourself, because it is the greatest asset you will ever have. Communicating with your loved ones in the spirit realm is a game changer. It will literally save your life. And I feel so blessed that they have shown me the way. Literally, they lit the way for me. And I've been able to share this incredible journey with all of you, with my clients all around the world. And we are together in numbers, really making way in making mediumship the norm. So I'm so proud of our collective efforts. I'm so honored to walk this earth with all of you and to be surrounded with your loved ones in the spirit realm, with my loved ones in the spirit realm. What a beautiful, beautiful continuation of the cycle of evolution, right? To come on earth, to experience physical life, and then to go back to etheric existence is pretty phenomenal. When you think about it, you just think, wow, life is really a miracle. It's pretty sensational when you think about the amount of effort that goes into loved ones giving us signs and just everything that goes into it. It is mind-blowing. And I feel so excited for mediumship and how it's going to move forward in the next decade and beyond, and how the conversations around death are really going to shift, and how we're going to really be a much better society and as humans when we really understand what the spirit realm is all about. So I feel fortunate. I feel like I get a front row seat to the future and every single day, and I get a real understanding of what it means to be alive. I couldn't imagine who I would have become and what I would know now if I hadn't become a medium, if that makes any sense. But I mean, it's like I said, it's not something I grew up thinking, yeah, I'm going to be a medium. Yeah. Woo. But now that I am, it's pretty flippin' cool. I'm not going to lie. There are things that you can't make up. Like, you just go, whoa, life is a mystery. So I hope that you've enjoyed this episode and that you will celebrate with me 11 years of being a medium and this huge mission that we are in giving the spirit realm the voice and the incredible messages they pass on to us on a daily basis to really live our lives, to expect the unexpected, to realize we each have something to offer, to overcome adversity and to become resilient with no matter what you're faced with, that you will get through it, and that at the heart of it all is connections. So I'm sending you some heartfelt love from me to you, from your loved ones in the spirit realm. Go and live this incredible life. Life is meant to be played now. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. I want to express my utmost gratitude for having you joining me on this journey in making mediumship the norm. As we together continue to explore the depths of the spiritual realm, I ask if you could please leave a 5-star review for the podcast. Your feedback and your ratings not only brighten up my day, but they also help others to discover the podcast so we can truly bring mediumship into the everyday homes and conversations. And if you're ready to dive in deeper and want to work with me and see what possibilities await you, I encourage you to book in a reading with me or to check out the Soul Love Academy. Thank you so much for being part of this incredible journey in making mediumship the norm. I can't wait to connect with you in the next episode. Until then, remember that you are a gift to the world. Together we awaken, together we align, and together we ascend. Love always, Melissa Espinaci. Mwah!